I was crazy about Karen when we met. She's the best woman I've ever met. There's nothing wrong with her. But what I found was depending on her to love me, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Regardless of how ideal our relationship was for the first few weeks or months, when life began to happen, I felt rejected. I felt frustrated. I felt isolated and alone, that she didn't understand me and all those things. Then I began to be verbally abusive, angry, dominant, jealous, envious. Just write down the list. Galatians 5, the Apostle Paul says, you can either walk in the flesh or walk in the Spirit. There are only two choices. There aren't 8 choices. There are only 2 choices. And if you choose the flesh, if you choose to walk in your own ability to love. In other words, so you say, no, Jimmy, my spouse is not my source. I'm my source. I just love. I'm just this incredible person, and I just love. We have a very thin veneer of what we can do under pressure. And Paul says it very clearly. The deeds of your flesh will be this. And again, look at humanity. Look at what people do to each other under pressure. But the fruit of the Spirit, listen, the fruit of the Spirit is love. That's God's perfect love. Joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, long-suffering, self-control. That's the person that I want to be married to. That's the person that my spouse wants to be married to, and it's free. So listen to me. So what is your source of love? Okay? What is your source of love? It cannot be my spouse. If they're the best person on the planet, they cannot be my source of love. I hope you feel passion. I hope you have good chemistry. I hope you're sexually attracted to each other. I hope you're soulmates and all that. It's not enough. It's enough for a sprint. It's enough for a sprint. We're sexually attracted. We just love each other. We're soulmates. Go, have your sprint, and then you'll fall down exhausted and your love will be over. If your source is a person, you'll fail. I promise you will fail. I promise you'll get your heart broken. I promise you'll be devastated by marriage. If you trust in yourself, you think too highly of yourself. I just can't do it. I cannot love with that kind of love. Well, what's the answer? God. The only source that can fuel a lifetime of love is the person who perfectly, permanently, and powerfully loves my wife and myself. So when I wake up in the morning, here's what I do. This is Karen and me. When I woke up this morning, this is what I did. When she woke up this morning, this is what she did, and we do it every day. This is our marriage. I sit before the Lord, and when I pray, and here's what I say: God, I can't love Karen today. I can't love Karen today without you. I can't. And I know life is going to happen. I know that we're going to have conversations, issues. I'm going to walk through the house, and I'm going to want her to smile at me and tell me what a hunk I am and jump on top of me, and it's not going to happen. And when that happens, I need the grace not to call her something bad. I need the grace not to take it personally. I always took it so personally. And Karen was just walking through the house thinking about 1,000 things, and she'd give me a look. Well, she was stressed out about all the things she had to do, but I took that personally. Let me say, our 4 deepest needs are acceptance, identity, security, and purpose. And acceptance means to be really loved constantly, perfectly, for who I really am, and not to have to perform for it. I don't want to have to perform for it. Okay. When I began to experience God's love, I no longer felt rejected when Karen didn't give me the response I needed. And this was the most dramatic change that I saw in our relationship. I would be walking, and it's true today. It's true in our relationship today, because Karen's a wonderful wife, but she's a person, just like me. I'm a human being. And when Karen responds to me in a certain way, and this began to happen as soon as I began to turn to God, and I released Karen from the expectation of being my source. And I didn't trust myself anymore because I saw what I was capable of. The meanness and the pettiness that I was capable of. And when I began to turn to God, I remember the first time that Karen made a response to me that before would have made me feel rejected. And she made this response toward me. And I remember thinking, she's having a bad day, but there's nothing wrong with me. It felt so good. Because you know what my response was? To go help her. Rather than getting my feelings hurt and set my jaw, like, I'll get you back. I don't care what you cook tonight, it's not good. And I can't wait to tell you. Is this any good? Yeah. Now, next time you ask me if you look fat in that, you're going to get it, sister. I go, well, I don't know. Yeah. It feels so good not to depend on people. It feels so good. It feels so good to be able to love a person who's not loving you with God's love. When I'm mad at Karen, when I'm upset at Karen, and I go pray, God never takes my side. And I've tried to get him to do it many times. I've just, God, strike her. Remember the Bible. You struck people in the Bible. Strike her. But when I go and pray, you know what God does? He fills me with his love for her, because his love is perfect, permanent, and powerful. He'll never take an offense against her. He'll never reject her. He'll never stop believing in her. Ever. So if I try to get her to meet that need, if I try to meet my need myself, I've seen what I can do. But every time I turn to God, he fills me with a supernatural, perfect love for Karen. And we've been married 40 years, and I love that sister. And I'm going to be married to her for the rest of my life because of God. You can clap. Go ahead. And I know good and well that a lot of you have had your heart broken, and like me. You've had your heart broken. You've been through difficult relationship after difficult relationship. And for some of you, as I'm sitting here talking, there's a light bulb that came on and said, I've just been trusting in people. I've been trusting in myself. I haven't been trusting in God. It's the number one question. Will your love last for a lifetime? If God is your source, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series Lifelong Love Affair on CD or DVD. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Marriage Today's latest book, Lifelong Love Affair, is an essential tool couples can turn to again and again for inspiration and strength. Order your copy today. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.